Hello, and this time I am going to do, it's actually the 30-day Harry Potter challenge, but I'm going to do the 30 questions, so and I'm going to read them off the laptop. Hold on, I'm just saying better song on my iPod. Number 1 is my favourite character. Well, I have 2. My favourite character overall is George Weasley. A lot of people probably wonder why I picked George rather than Fred, but to me, George Weasley is exceptionally brave. He's funny. He's the kinder of the 2 twins. He's smart. Yeah, so that's probably why I prefer George over Fred. George knows when to draw the line, whereas Fred tends to go over it a little bit. So that's why I've always picked George. In fact, when Fred died, in my eyes, Fred didn't die. So he didn't give up. He kept fighting when he could have easily just been like, you know what, Fred's gone, I want to die too. But he didn't. He kept fighting, and he fighting until the very end. So, but yeah, George Weasley is my favourite character. Excuse me. My favourite book. Oh my word. See, I find favourite book and favourite movie quite hard because I like the movies for different reasons and I like the books but I think I'm going to go with Order of the Phoenix. I like the whole Dumbledore's army part. I like Fred and George being up and being able to like doing the fireworks and Umbridge and stuff, so probably Order of the Phoenix. My favourite movie, I used to say Half-Blood Prince because I really like all the humour in it, and I think it's nice because the last 2 are so dark, so it's nice to have that kind of humour in it and stuff. But there's a serious lack of Weasley twins in it, so that's why it goes down. But I'm going to say again Order of the Phoenix just because it's one of my favourite twin moments in that one. That's the fireworks bit. So and I like Dumbledore's army, and I like Luna as well, like her induction. So I'm going to say Dumbledore's army. Or not Order of the Phoenix, sorry. My favourite ship, I may get shot for this one. My favourite ship is Fred and Hermione. I'm not really the biggest Ron and Hermione shipper, and I may get shot for that one. Sorry, but I do just because it's Ron the jealous git. Sorry. Whereas I just think Fred and Hermione would work, and I wish. I don't know if it's true where J.K. Rowling was meant to put Fred and Hermione together. I wish it was, because I just think Fred would do her the world of good. Fred would just bring her out of her shell, make her enjoy life a little bit more. He wouldn't be jealous either. He would. I just imagine Hermione and Ron just arguing all the time and just being constantly at each other's throats. Whereas I think Fred would really appreciate Hermione. Also Hermione would rein Fred in a bit and make him, you know, I think Hermione needs someone older as well. I think that's what's wrong. Ron can be quite immature. Fred and George can be immature too, but he's a businessman. Hermione needs somebody older. And plus he's smart, like Hermione could help Fred and George with their shop as well, and yeah. So yeah, Fred and Hermione, please don't hurt me for that one. My favourite house, my house is Hufflepuff. Again, I got started into Hufflepuff on Pottermore and pretty much every other quiz I've done. My favourite house, I'm going to have to say Gryffindor, just because most of my favourite characters are in Gryffindor, like Fred, George, Hermione. Although my favourite female character Luna is in, Ginny as well. I forgot about Ginny. She's Ravenclaw, so. And also this is really odd because my Ravenclaw would be my second house of choice to be in over Gryffindor, so it's kind of odd. But yeah. Most powerful quote for me is, I'm reading it off my wall by the way, happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the light, which is by Albus Dumbledore in Prisoner of Azkaban. I really, really love that quote just because to me it sums up Fred and George for me, because they've always, if I'm having a bad day and I watch the movies or read the books, Fred and George just have me smiling in no time. So yeah, and also I saw me swear I'm up to no good. You can't be a Fred George fan without liking that quote. And Mischief Managed as well. And also Sirius Black's "The ones who love us never truly leave us." I like that quote as well. And it does not dwell to dream. Does it do to dwell to dream? I can't say that one, sorry. Yeah, you get the dwell to dream one and forget to live quote that Dumbledore says to Harry. I just got tongue tied there, sorry. It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. Yeah, that one as well, I quite like it. I actually think Dumbledore has some really, really, really powerful quotes, and Sirius has got some good ones too. It's also talking movie quotes here. When George Weasley interrupts Harry and Ginny kissing and goes "morning," and I'm just like, I totally love you. Just the way Oliver says it, it's just like, yeah. Favourite scene. And my favourite ultimate scene, which doesn't include the Weasley twins, is when we see Hogwarts for the first time in Philosopher's Stone. When the little boats come up and we see it, it's magical. It's like, wow. But my ultimate scene is when Fred George let off the fireworks in Order of the Phoenix. Yeah. A scene I really wanted to be in the movies that wasn't. I could be here all day in this. I honestly could go on here all day. Oh my goodness. Okay, from a Weasley twin fan point of view, this is turning into like Weasley. Yeah, I really think Fred dying should have been in the movie in Deathly Hallows Part 2. I honestly think for such a loved character, he was given the raw deal. And I know James was a bit annoyed at not being able to fill in that as well. But yeah, I'd love to have seen, because I think, especially him, I think it wasn't fair that Fred, Remus and Tonks all didn't get a death scene. I think they should have got, you know, and also I think Dumbledore should have got a funeral as well. I think he was caught, like, yeah. And gosh, there's so many Weasley twins moments I wish had been in the movies. So many. There's another one actually in Order of the Phoenix, the Quidditch match. Harry, Fred and George start fighting with Malfoy. I really would have loved to have seen it, cause the scene like Malfoy get it from. Yeah, I'd like that one as well. And maybe see. A character I need to defend. Well, I'm gonna say this straight, Harry. Harry gets slated so much. And I actually done a post on Tumblr about why Harry doesn't deserve the hate he does. Harry has went through a hell of a lot in, like, so I think people need to cut Harry some slack. If you went through what he went through in real life, I think you crack up. And for him to come out the way he does at the end and be able to have a loving relationship and have kids and be the way, it's amazing. Like, he lost his parents as a baby and was lied to constantly. He was abused. Then he became, when he went to Hogwarts, he was famous. And people, also I feel really sorry for him in Order of the Phoenix. I think and he has to go through all the normal teenage things that a normal teenager goes through. Yet, he gets slated for it, and it's like, Order of the Phoenix is like, he's a bit of a dick, but I'm like, no, he's not. He's not a dick. Yeah, I defend Harry. The saddest scene. Ooh, well, I always end up crying when Fred and George are on the balcony and they say, "Are you okay, Freddie?" And they're like, "Yeah, me too." So that starts me off, and then when I find out Fred's dead, that's me. Completely gone. So yeah, that bit. Yeah. A character death you wish didn't happen. Fred, to me, I keep telling myself Fred's alive. Yeah, I just can't. Yeah, it's Fred, without doubt. Because, yeah, Fred. Favourite canon ship couple. So this is basically the couple that J.K. Rowling wrote. Woo! I actually love Molly and Arthur. I think they're such an amazing love. I love them to be like my mother and father-in-law and my mum and dad. Well, I can't be mum and dad if I'm Mara and George, but anyway. And but also Harry and Ginny. Yeah, yeah, Harry and Ginny. Favourite Wizard in the family? Well, need I say more the Weasleys. I love the Weasleys. Yeah, I just think I'd love to be part of. I just can imagine me, they're just so welcoming and they're so loving, and yeah, they have their flaws, but they don't have a lot of money, but yet they're so caring. The Weasley fact that, to me, you know, yeah, I just can imagine like going over to the Burrows some night and sitting down to a feast made by Molly and then hanging out with her, sitting with Hermione and watching the rest of them play Quidditch and stuff in the sun. That'd be quite cool. And yeah, it's amazing, the Weasleys. Favourite villain? Ooh, favourite villain, well, it's got to be Bellatrix. She's just brilliant. Yeah. She's just, yeah, Bellatrix. Dream cast for my favourite characters. To me, the cast were all perfect. Every single one of them perfect for their roles. Now, I watched the movies before I read the books. Again, please don't shoot me. Yeah, they were being shown on TV. One was in ITV. That's how I watched them, and then I read the books. So to me, when I read the books, I can see the cast as their characters. So when I read the books, I see James and Oliver as Fred and George. I see Dan as Harry. I see Emma as Hermione. Rupert as Ron. So they were all so perfect for their characters. So I can't imagine anybody else playing those roles now, which people may think is odd, but no, there's nobody. Favourite scenery, location? I just love Hogwarts. I think, in itself is beautiful. Like, yeah, and it's got this. I changed that because that was quite depressing. But yeah, the favourite scenery would be Hogwarts, but my favourite location I think would be the Burrow, just because it's the Weasley's house, I think. Okay, my favourite Marauder. I'm gonna say Sirius. I think Sirius. I like Lupin as well. Hate Peter Pettigrew. Yeah, I just don't like him. And I don't really know much about James, to be honest, so I'm just gonna say Sirius or Lupin. A ship that I like that nobody else does. Ooh. I suppose you could say Fred and Hermione, but see, I actually quite like George with Katie Bell as well. Although it's not. If I'm writing a fan fiction, I tend to put those two together. So yeah, probably those two. The funniest moment. Woohoo! Ron and the Love Potion. That just cracks me up. So Ron and the Love Potion. Funniest moment. Ron and the Love Potion's really funny. And I also remember the first time I watched Half-Blood Prince and with my friend, and it was a bit where Harry's in the Luck Potion and he's sitting and Hagrid's hat and he just was like, and the way he says it, like, me and my friend just cracked up. It was just the way we were really funny. Also I like the bit where Fred and George operate behind Molly and scare, and she's like, just because you can use magic doesn't mean you can whip your wands out for everything. That bit cracks me up too. Favourite professor? I'm going to say McGonagall, just because she's badass. I think she's a legend. And I actually wish we'd seen more of the sarcastic, sassy of McGonagall in the movies, like she is in the book. Especially her defending Harry to Umbridge, but quite cool. My favourite spell or curse? Well, favourite spell would be, in terms of how handy it would be, it's Accio. Because, yeah, I'm a bit of a lazy sod, so Accio will come in quite handy. But I'd love to be able to produce a Patronus. I just think I'd just do it for the sheer crack of doing it, just seeing animals. Yeah, quite cool. Favourite Patronus or my Patronus? Well, my Patronus would be a rabbit. So So I suppose my favourite Patronus would be Luna's hair, because it'd be quite simple. Well, hair. Yeah. I also like Hermione's otters, but I think it's quite cool in the movie anyway. Dumbledore's Army, the Order of the Phoenix, or Death Eaters. Well, I've always said I'd be a member of Dumbledore's Army, but I'd like to hope that I would progress to the Order of the Phoenix. To me, like Dumbledore's Army is the younger version of the Order of the Phoenix, because I think a lot of the kids who were in Dumbledore's Army end up in Order of the Phoenix anyway. So obviously, like Fred and George end up in it, and like obviously Ron, Hermione, Harry as well. So yeah, either one of those two. Although I think there's maybe scariest scene: Voldemort coming back in Goblet of Fire in the graveyard. That scares the crap out of me. It's gives me the creeps. And also when Bathelda Bagshot turns into Nagini in Death House Part 1, gives me the creeps. I can't watch it. There are definitely two watch behind my hand moments. Favourite class? I think... I always say Defence Against Dark Arts, but it depends who's teaching it. If it was Lupin, it'd be great. If it was Umbridge, no. I think Charms would actually be quite cool. I think Professor Flitwick would be quite cool to be a teacher. Really emotional scene or moment? Oh dear, emotional what scene? Obviously I've said Fred's death, but emotional, one scene that always pulls my heartstrings is in Chamber of Secrets when Hagrid comes back and Harry says, it's not Hogwarts without you, Hagrid. For some reason I always end up crying in that bit. Emotion, and obviously a bit Fred and George in the balcony in Part 2. My favourite friendship. I adore Fred and George's friendship. I adore it. And I also like Luna and Harry's friendship as well. I like the fact that out of everybody in Order of the Phoenix, Luna's the one that gets through to Harry the most. And she's the only one who's not, like Hermione can be quite, you know, she's always bossing Harry about and telling him what he should and shouldn't do, whereas Luna just, yeah, Luna and Harry's friendship, I quite adore it as well. A ship you wish everyone else was into. Fred and Hermione, I think, yeah. A character you'd like to see more of. I'd like to see more of in the movies. Fred and George, of course. Yeah, they totally should have did a spin-off on those two. It's been great to watch. Yeah, because I think James and Oliver are such talented actors and they're amazing. So I'd like to have seen more of them on screen. Because I think Fred and George are such great characters as well. Like, there's so many good moments in the books that I'd love to have seen James and Oliver get their teeth into. Favourite memory of the Harry Potter fandom? Now, I'm quite new to the Harry Potter fandom, actually, like, so I missed, like, enjoyment of all the premieres and stuff. So I don't really have anything I can remember. Memory. I think one of the things that stands out the most is whenever Fantastic Beasts was announced, because it was one of the first sort of things movies that I remember. And everybody was like, it's another movie. And then also the theme parks as well. Quite cool. So that's all of the questions I think on this one. Yeah, favourite memory. So I don't really have a favourite memory, unfortunately. So that's another one done and dusted. Until next time, goodbye.